Hey, my name is Todd Keirstead, and you are listening to TK Talks, stories of inspiration, both on and off the golf course. I have a good friend of mine named Eddie Urquhart. Eddie, how you doing today, pal?
Doing well, just playing by the rules, staying home, staying safe.
Yeah, hopefully we all are doing that right now. So let's talk about, your childhood, your upbringing. What went on with that?
Growing up, family was huge into sports, so that was a huge part of our weekly routine. It was between I have an older brother. Between my brother and I, we were at practices and games and tournaments on weekends. It was pretty busy growing up.
And what was your sport of choice? Or was it a multitude of them?
No, growing up, strictly soccer. We were a soccer family. My brother and I both played at the provincial level, and it was busy. It was just back to back in the States and in Ontario, all over Canada, just tournaments nonstop.
Now, how old is your brother? Were you guys playing on the same team, or were there different teams going on?
No, it was two different teams, which made it very difficult. My brother's 4 years older than I am, so it was just like across the province to this tournament, and summers where there was really no family vacations. It was just book it, include a tournament with a vacation type of thing.
Man, so it was tough on the parents driving back and forth, stuff like that.
I do not know how they did it.
Okay, let's go to July 15th, 2016. Let's fast forward a little bit, and do you mind describing what that day went like, and what happened on that day to change the course of your life and the direction on where you were going?
Yeah, definitely. July 15th, 2016 started out like every other day. I mean, I worked a 4-day week, so Friday was my kind of off day. It was kind of my me time. I'm a huge grass fanatic, so started out with just a little bit of lawn maintenance, do a little trip to Home Depot, browse the shelves, and then hop on the bike that afternoon for my meditation, which is kind of how I use my motorcycle. Met up with a couple buddies, and we decided to go down to Cayuga, Ontario, Toronto Motorsports Park, just to ride at they have a test and tune event they hold. And everything was going well, did a couple runs, decided, be last run, and was going to take a break right after that. So that was going to be my last one. Within probably the time it took to get to the start line, temperatures changed, and everything was kind of just reacting a little bit differently. So like when track temperatures change and the wind air temperatures change, the bike reacts a lot differently. So just went for my last run, and the bike just hooked up a little bit differently and just kind of got out of my control, and I'm pretty sure I hit a wall at pretty high speeds and lost my leg instantly on impact, and my second leg was severely damaged. I was lucky that I was on a closed circuit, and EMS was on staff, and they were right behind me. So they came up to me, and I told them what I had known, and that was that I looked down and I could see my leg was missing. So I told them that right away. I was immediately, put into an ambulance and taken to Hagersville, which was the closest hospital. And I believe they called for a Air Orange helicopter to meet me there. From Hagersville, I was transferred to Hamilton General Airport, and that's where I went through four surgeries in 5 days to try. Well, one was to try and save what was left. I think after about 2 surgeries and just testing circulation, they determined that I would be better off in the long run without, just because you can get infections, and there would probably be very limited use for that limb. So my family decided that let's get rid of it and start fresh. And mind you, I was in a coma this time throughout this time. So I wasn't making any decisions, but my family did what was best for me. And I woke up, I'd like to say 5 days later, and that's when the hard work really began.
Now, you were 28 years old. Your family, did you have a family? Were you married? Did you have kids? What was going on at that age?
So at that time, no, it was just myself, just me and my wife. And no, and just family around. Actually, days after I woke up, my wife found out she was pregnant. So that was, immediate motivation. I was just like, okay, that was the aha moment. I was just like, that's why I'm here. That's, there was no other reason for me to be alive other than to meet my son.
So that gave you a good motivation, incentive, good kick in the butt to say, let's figure out what my new normal is, and let's move forward and make this thing happen.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm physio staff in the hospital. They had a really hard time figuring out why I was always in such a good mood. But that was my little secret that I kept.
So you kept that internally. You didn't tell them about it. You were just a man on a mission.
That's it. So they, at the physio staff at the hospital, they once they saw how determined I was, they were at my room bright and early in the morning. Ed, let's do it. Let's get out of bed. Let's do our rehab. After being at Hamilton General for about 3 weeks, I was transferred to West Park Health Center in Toronto. One, just to get a different type of rehab. Two, to move closer to home. I live in the Durham region, so it was hard on the family to be away from home, and in Hamilton when we live east of the GTA. So
yeah, that's about an hour drive with no traffic. So you put in traffic, and that's just an added stress onto the family.
Oh yeah, huge. Like, I don't know how they did it. It was, just hours and hours spent on the highways and on the 407, right. And friends and family. Like, I think my circle took up the entire waiting room. Like,
it's amazing to have, though, isn't it? It's incredible knowing that people are out there and supporting you 1,000%.
Yeah, and even till this day, like I'm 4 years post-accident now, and my circle is just as big as the moment it happened. So
did you use sports as part of your rehabilitation?
Yes, for sure. I also give credit to the athletic background, and I was still heavily involved in sports at the time of my accident. I was doing CrossFit 5 days a week, and I definitely believe that was one of the things that saved my life. Just being in very good physical condition.
So what are you doing now, sports-wise? What are you taking on? You got some pretty broad shoulders right there, pal.
So I'm pretty busy when it comes to extracurricular activities. I play golf. I participate in the amateur long drive tour that they have all over Southern Ontario and the United States. I kayak for Team Ontario. We have a really good para kayak Ontario program going on right now. And then also about a year ago, I got involved in para powerlifting. So that keeps me pretty busy. We usually sit down in about February and schedule out all the events for the year.
Now, you were just featured in a program or a gym company in Canada called Good Life, and they have thousands of gyms across Canada. And there was a commercial that I saw. I was watching it, and there are you with a kettlebell throwing it up in the air, and they're focusing a little bit on the leg in that. And what an inspiring video and commercial that was.
That was so much fun and a huge learning opportunity. So there was a bunch of candidates, and it wasn't a joke. You actually had to go there and show that you could actually work out, because what I learned is in film, it's not just one take and you're out of there. It's, I think I did about 100 kettlebell swings and probably 50 or 60 pull-ups in one set. And they were asking for more, and I had to be like, hey, we got to take it easy here.
So how does the powerlifting, how does the kettlebell, how does the CrossFit help you with golf, especially with the long drives, the amateur long drive that you're competing in right now?
Yeah, you know what? When it comes to long drive and even just iron play, the balance, the agility, and just control of, I'm a very powerful person, but you have to control that power and kind of dial it in, and just, the different avenues that I use for training has definitely helped with improving what I do on the golf course.
So there's a big correlation between the two, between the setup and, you do when you're lifting, the setup in the golf swing, the balance, basically the body awareness. And did you find it was a little bit different with the prosthetic leg? There was definitely a learning curve when it came to getting on the course and learning relearning my swing. I played a little bit of golf before I was in my accident, but I've really taken it to another level post-accident. Wearing the prosthetics on uneven surface, it's another form of rehab. Instead of standing on a Bosu ball in the gym, now I'm standing on, an uneven lie on the golf course. It's when I'm on the golf course, I'm actually thinking back to the foundation. This is what I did in the gym. It almost feels natural. Dude, this is awesome. You've got an incredible story. I know you got an incredible family. You now you're married with 2 kids now.
I've got 2 boys. Yes.
And they're
three and 1.5, and they keep me busy. That's for sure.
Eddie, you are an incredible inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what TK Talks is all about: sharing inspirational stories both on and off the golf course. Eddie, it was a pleasure. Thanks so very, very much.